That was probably maybe second only to the Gentry cards as far as the length of the unboxing was to look at those improvement tiles. I'm going to buzz through everything but the Gentry cards in this next video, so that's not too long. So we're going to pull out. There's the card deck. I'm going to set the card deck over there. So let's take a look at what we have. Player boards. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I really like that. So a couple of the refinements now, there's even been a further refinement that I want to make a point of. If you see the banner, the banners have been removed. I was up against a timeline. I have a couple gentlemen are helping me with making sure that I remain true to the 19th century traditions that I'm putting into the game, and it was recommended that I get rid of this empty banner, and so I've done that. And I've actually the advice was of such quality as to make sure I didn't use Germanic mythological animals in my crest. So these crests are going to change. They're going to be without a banner, and they're going to be specifically British. So that is the only thing that you see here that's going to change from the one that I had posted on the Kickstarter page. We're to the Garamond font here. I made the font consistent all through here, and I'm telling you, I don't know if you can see it, but the board, I manipulated what showed through as far as the board to get it was too whitened out here if you check the Kickstarter page, and so I've darkened that up a little bit. Looks beautiful. I absolutely love that. So we have our player boards. A+ there. Real pleased about that. Let's take a look at on the player board now. If you recall, let's go ahead and put Cavendish there. I'll pull this off and go take a closer look, but another element that needed changing was I had an Impact, very modern looking reputation number. So we are now using the same cursive font that's used for Cavendish and used for the order of play, the special actions, and the reputation. So now these, let's come down and take a look. So over the course of the game, those are going to be more thematic when you're managing your reputation. Jury's out on that one. It's an easy change. I'm taking a look at that. I might solicit some feedback on whether I should use maybe a Garamond number to make it stick out, or whether you like that number. Put you back. So that is I'll punch those later. Player boards. Love the player boards. Got a couple more boards here. All right, well, we have a problem here. Problem is related again to margin management. One of the things that's true about the Panda size boards and the size of this board is that I had to condense this a little bit. The Panda board is actually going to be slightly larger. As you see, I didn't manage my margins well. I love the scene. Absolutely love the sort of watercolor impression, or the impressionist Derbyshire scene. And yes, the location has been shifted from flat Cambridge to Derbyshire, which is of Jane Austen fame, Pride and Prejudice fame, to sort of match the rolling hills. The frames pop. Everything's legible. Manage my margins better. Otherwise, I like what I see there a lot. Back up here. So we got that done. Turn track. Now there's some things I can't get certain types of boards from the American prototype makers, so I have to trim them. So I can only get a 10 by 10 board of which the turn track is not. Come on out of here. That is really beautiful. I think it's Benjamin who gets credit for the recommendation of the Wimbledon Purple, which we're picking up with tiles. And we're also going to be picking up with an accent frame on the family cards to indicate that they are family. It's not in this prototype, but it's something I've just done this morning, and I really do like it. So that has a great, little bit of a stormy feel, a great look. I will trim that up before I do the solitaire run through today. Very happy with that. Now this here is something I'm going to be soliciting input on. And so the improvement organizer, I can't get a 2x10 from this company, so I'm going to be using an X-Acto and a straight edge to trim. Let me see what I can do here. Give you an idea of to trim what an organizer will look like. At the recommendation of those advising me on proper use of culture and tradition, I'm moving away from manor house, which I think I overused, and focusing more on country estate going forward. And one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to try to knit the two elements together here. We've had a discussion on a forum that Victorian England is often misunderstood as to be all laces and doily. Everybody is prim, proper, clean, refined. I think that is more evocative of Edwardian England. But back in mid-19th century, and again, I recommend see Dr. Thorne, which was made by Julian Fellows, who developed Downton Abbey. It's, I think, on Netflix or Amazon. It's a 4-part miniseries of an Anthony Trollope book set exactly at the time we're talking about, and you get the feel for the two elements of Victorian life. One is that there's still sort of a foot back in the pre-Renaissance days, almost a medieval touch, and that there is a real refinement that's emerging amongst the aristocracy, and that's one of the reasons for the distressed wood. And so those two elements are sort of present in the fact that our improvement tiles tend to be very refined, pattern, elegant to look at. The families are rising up from a rough several decades, and so what I wanted to do was to knit those two themes together, obviously with frames and accents, as well as bringing these together with this. The other reason I wanted to do that is that some people will play the game where they will stack under. I think you saw Rado actually play the game from the side that way, like this. And so playing the game like that can knit those themes together. I almost always play it side by side, but now playing it side by side, those two things do seem to tie together. So I would invite feedback on this component, and I'll do that probably in a later poll. But I do like that. That looks not bad. This is too large. The country estate improvements is too large. I got to tweak a couple of things, but I like mixing those two elements. Put you back up. So we've got through our boards, organizer. I did not have time to redo the objective cards except for the back. I wanted to try a new back. This was done at the very last minute, totally out of the blue. So if you this is one that we can tweak. This is the Obsession main cards. So all these use artwork that has to change, and that would have been a project of many hours. And so I'm going to do that after the fact, but I wanted to see what this looked like on the supply board. I'm going to stop here, and then we're going to do a final look at the Gentry cards.